Hey, what's everybody? Welcome to another video. This time we're going to talk about the All-Star Waves PowerCon exclusive. Well, he's in the All-Star Waves, I believe, but he's also sold as PowerCon exclusive, I should guess. Lord Dragul. So, yeah, this is a Hordak tribute from Masters of the Universe. And considering I really don't do Masters of the Universe like that, I should probably stop buying this stuff. But I think they do look really cool this way. And that's my fault. Oh well, sue me. So, without further ado, let's get into Lord Dragul. I really like this stuff. I really do enjoy Mythic Legions. I enjoy the lore of it. I enjoy the references toward Dungeons & Dragons. I enjoy the references towards the He-Man stuff. Even as a non-casual fan, I wouldn't even say, like, I'm a big fan of it. But I love the stuff that they do. This guy came out really well. The blues, the blacks, the red. All of it has that matte but shiny look. And most of all, like, I just wouldn't expect this color scheme to really work the way it does. And the alternate head, although seems out of place, really does work. So the look of this, just even his most basic look, it's like a really evil blue barbarian or a blue knight. So it works for me. Now, in terms of our look, we have a nice black and red helmet. We have the grays, and it's like a cool cartoon gray too. The red on the top part of the topper is a more cartoony red, but the mix of the blues and the reds really work in contrast with the solid black. So it works out for me. Like I said, that gray that looks really like a cartoony gray just works for me. Articulation wise, it's nothing different from any other Mythic Legion 1.0. Our head can look up, and because he has the skeletal neck, which I don't know if you guys can see it, so let's pop this off very quickly. This neck is actually much softer than originally, but because he has that skeletal neck, he actually can look up a little further than most knights. So you can see he can look really far up, and he gets a little bit more room going down, even with this neck guard to protect your neck, like the Wu does say. Our arm can go up about this far. Since there's no armor in the way, he actually can reach a full T-pose. We have our standard single joint, which rotates here. We have our gauntlet swivel, and we have our standard horizontal peg. So it's nothing crazy that we haven't seen before. Our waist swivel actually goes about this far forward, not too far back, and we get that rumble in the jungle tummy movement. We can move our leg forward. We have a single joint going this way. We can actually spread our legs really far out though. And don't forget there is thigh swivel. And we have a really good ankle pivot as well as a swivel at the knee. So while there is some decent movement, I know some people really want double joints. I'm pretty sure it can happen sometime in the future if the Four Horsemen ever decide they want to move into that realm. But I don't think they're going to do it because I think they want to keep costs down. I'm not sure what the story is behind any of that. I should probably follow it a lot better, but I don't. But as you can see here, he can still get posed up in some really good crouching-like poses and some single-handed sword poses. So there we are. As far as accessories goes, let's really jump into that so we can see what we can get. I want to talk first about his axe. So axe-wise, we get a normal axe, but what's really cool about it is you can attach a tiny skull to it to really give him that flavor of his unique axe. And this is actually very Hordak-y from what I've researched. So this actually is really cool. I like that it just sits on there very tightly. For the most part, mine doesn't come off. So swinging this guy around should not be an issue for his smaller axe. Then you are going to get a shield. I really love the elven / dwarf shield. This black and red with gray really works, and there's a little bit of shimmer in it. I don't know if you guys can see that little glitter on the side up here, but it really works for me. You use a 2.0 handle on it and not a 1.0 handle, which I can get with, but I'm probably gonna swap it for a 1.0 handle so he can dual weld. Then you will get this. This is obviously for carrying weapons. You can use it on the waist. You can have it go over the shoulder. Depends on how you want to use it. Then we have our shoulder pauldrons, which are definitely going to add a look to the armored look on him. And these will attach at the back. You don't get any adapters anymore, which is kind of a bummer because once I finally learned how to use the adapters, I was like, wow, I don't have enough. So I'm glad. I should have probably complained more about getting adapters as opposed to what the hell are these? So you can see the armored look, and these have a semi-gloss to it. As you can see, they're reflecting light pretty well. And this guy actually just looks really good in his armored helmet pose. it just works out pretty well. You'll also get a cape that kind of reflects a vampire-like cape. I'm probably not going to use this considering I have so many custom capes made, but I'll probably use it for some shots. So we'll see how it works out. But I do like this cape a lot, but considering it's not wired, it won't work for action shots for me personally. It is a nice cape though. But popping this head off, we're gonna show you guys the other head. I really like this new gummier like head. It doesn't take the entire neck peg with it when I usually try to take off a head. And that is a big plus for me. Big plus. Oh wow, that fits in deep. So it definitely adds to the armored look. But as you can see, there's something about this head sculpt that just works for me. There's the hint of blue at the top, but almost like it's going to, like he's changing colors from being a vampire. Like the rest of his skin is slowly converting. Obviously, this is still a Hordak tribute, but they definitely gave it its own way of shining, which I very much enjoy. The blood red teeth, the red eyes. You can definitely mix and match this guy with some previous stuff to really make it work. But I like it. I like it a lot. Without further ado, I'm actually going to leave the helmeted head off. I'm going to stand this guy straight up, and then we're going to jump into size comparisons. I'm going to leave the armor on too. Just looks good. Stand him straight up, make him look good. There we go. And now it's time for size comparisons. All right, now we're gonna do those size comparisons. First things first, let's compare it to other Mythic Legions so we can see what we got going on. Let's do that first. So let's compare to some Vampire Knights, both 2.0 and 1.0. That's a 2.0 right there. Here's a 1.0 with Carpathius, if I said that correctly, Carpathius. And as you can see here, this is the same head, but as you can see, having them painted completely different actually does make a difference. It really does. Next up, there is Dorina, which also came because this was a 2-pack from the PowerCon exclusive. And as you can see there, we got them sized up. Let's move it over just a little bit. Yeah, looks pretty good. I like where this is going. We're gonna mix and match. Now we're gonna mix it up with some other line. Oh, before I forget, here is an ogre. So we have an ogre scale to show you. And even sized up right next to him. Clearly you can see he won't fit in my camera frame. Honorable mention in terms of vampires. Here's your main man, Nosferatu. Which I think he works out pretty well with this guy. Angry vampires. Now we're gonna mix and match our scales. Talk about some other stuff. Some other lines. So here we are, the G.I. Joe Classified. Here we are with Beachhead. Here is a Mezco Me on a Gomez body. Here is a Lightning Collection Lord Drakon. There we go. And next up, we'll do a 1000 Toys Carb. And we'll do Vampires versus Robots one day, right? Size-wise, Mythic Legion is always going to be on the bigger side. I think it's just what it is, like a 7-inch scale. But they do look really good next to Joe's and Mezco's. While imports may look really small, they definitely do work for action shots. Next up, we're going to do an SH Fig Arts Kamen Rider Kuga. Like I said, as you can see, looks very tiny next to these guys, but somehow I usually make it work. Next up, we have an Articulated Icons Ninja. Let me fix that. There we go. Then we're going to go into a Marvel Legends Moon Knight. Because again, even he's fought vampires sometimes at this point. One thing I left out really was Blade. I didn't really feel like doing any searching for it. I know I have it here somewhere, but it was just a lot of work. And just honorable mention, my main man, Storm Collectible Skeleton. Just because I like putting them in videos as of late. So overall, this has been really fun. It's a great Hordak tribute, but I'm definitely going to use it more on the crazy vampire side. All these crazy colors, try to make them look cool. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this informative. And as always, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later. All right, so there was something I forgot in the middle of the review. I forgot his crossbow. I forgot to totally mention this. It is on a string, so you can pull back and use it. Oh, Hordak fell. So yeah, it does not come with an arrow though, which is very weird. But I'm pretty sure I have tons of other Mythic Legions arrows. So again, my bad for forgetting this, y'all. But you'll see it in the photos. You'll definitely see it there.